Inheritance makes it possible to reuse code from other classes. We can wrap common sections of code in one class, then inherit its functionality in another one that can extend that functionality to match its needs. Let's start by defining our parent class. Inside, we'll add a method called move and just have it logged to the console. Our base functionality is move because any type of animal can move. Now let's add another class called dog, and we'll say that it extends animal, so it inherits from it. Okay, without adding anything inside, we'll create a new dog object. And if we use the object, we'll see we have access to the move method, so let's select it. If we save and take a look in the console, we'll see the text. So the dog class has inherited the move functionality from animal. But it can also have its own functionality, so let's go into the dog class and add a method called growl. Then we'll go down here and invoke the method. And if we take a look in the console, we see the text from both methods. Now, something else all animals can have is a name. So, let's define one as a parameter property in the parent class constructor. We'll get a compiler error on the instance, saying that an argument for name wasn't provided. If a child class doesn't have its own constructor, we can just use the parent constructor when we create a new object instance. So, we'll add a name and the error goes away. But what if we need a constructor in the child class? Let's make one with another parameter property. Now we get a couple new errors, so let's start with the constructor. In TypeScript, we get a special keyword called super that we use to reference the base class. So we'll say super and parentheses to call the constructor of the parent class. And now we can see the parameter that we need to add, so we'll add it here. But we also need to add it in the parameter list above. Notice that we're not using the public keyword because we're just referencing the parameter from the parent, we're not declaring it. The object instance now needs to have another argument for the good boy parameter, so we'll add that in front. Now, earlier we mentioned that a child class can extend the functionality of what it inherits. So, let's say that we want to add the name to the console log in the move method, but we want to do it in the dog child class. We can modify the behavior of a method in the parent class by overriding it in a child. So we'll say, override, move, and in the body we'll do the console log again. If we save and take a look in the console, it shows the new text. What we just did is known as polymorphism. That's a big word, but basically, it just means having many forms. So, because we override the method, it has many forms.